Happy Friday, TGIF, Courtney.
TGIF, Alex, and good morning to the T-Tribe. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing today, and how are you doing today, Alex?
I am doing well. Good morning, T-Tribe. You know what, Courtney, today I am smiling a little bigger because I listened to Katy Perry's new single, and it's a bop. Let me just say that it's bringing some like retro, a little like, I don't know, 70s vibes. I don't know how to, we're going to talk about it, but it just made me happy. It's like hard to hear it and not smile. So I am feeling good on this Friday. How are you feeling, Courtney?
I don't want to give all of my opinion away, but I will say I was listening to Miss Katy this morning right before we got started, and I want to say, brava!
It's good, right?
It's a good song, definitely.
Yeah.
Better.
Right, definitely. T-Tribe, have you heard Katy's song? Let us know in the chat. Does Katy have an emoji? You know, I don't know.
In the past, Alex, we haven't been the biggest fans of Katy in a stan sense. However, because it is the smile era, if there is a clown face emoji, not in a mean way, you can use the clown face emoji for Katy because that's her brand right now. We'll have to figure something else out for when y'all are upset with Justin.
Exactly. Maybe we just use like a big smile, the emoji with the
Should it be
smile.
the smile emoji? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of the clown, use the smile emoji with all the teeth. Let's use that one instead.
I love it. Okay, so what do you have any big plans this weekend, Courtney? Of course, it's Friday, and I know that I know we can't do much, but I know you have something.
I have to, well, I will say this. I know I've been talking about work a lot, like working on things a lot, but I have a lot to get done this weekend, girl. I'm going to come out with some face masks. I need to get more stuff out to the beautiful people because they've been requesting. So that's what I will be spending my weekend doing. Having something good on the TV in the background, maybe even Black Ink Crew. I'm Chicago. We'll have to see. I'm still on my little hiatus from Black Ink Crew so that I can recharge. But definitely working and doing lots of this and sending emails. What are you going to be doing this weekend, girl?
You know, I will get into that, but I have to ask about your face masks. Are they going to be like speculation, not confirmation on the face mask? That would be great.
Maybe not speculation like the words, but maybe I might do a little crystal ball, something, maybe a little magnifying glass, something. Y'all just going to have to keep your eyes peeled like oranges to see.
I know. Well, you have to give me one when they're ready because I can always use another mask because as we know, you got to wear it. As everyone says, wear it. But you know what I'm going to watch this weekend? I am going to watch tonight, actually. I'm going to have a little sushi, a little takeout sushi, and I'm going to watch Palm Springs, the Andy Samberg movie that Naz recommended too. I'm excited to check it out.
Oh, I saved that to my watch list. I want to watch that too.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. I saw the trailer. Yeah, and you know what? He's funny. It's Friday. I want to just like kick back and have a little laugh, and maybe a little wine or shams because it's Shambong Friday. Might we add? Everybody, I hope you have your champagne ready and just watch a little movie and relax. You know, it sounds good, doesn't it?
That sounds fun, girl. I might gotta find something on like a break period and be like, you know what? Let me put a good movie on because I have a lot of movies in my. I don't know if you guys do this on Netflix. I'll be like, oh, this sounds good, and I'll add to my list, and then I never go back to the list. So maybe now is about that time, Alex, that I jump on into the list and choose one.
Yes, Friday's a great day to watch movies because it's like. You're not really fully into the weekend yet. You know, you're still kind of exhausted from the week of working, if those of us that are still working. So, and then Saturday, you gain your energy back and you can do what you have to do for the weekend. You know what I mean? So,
oh, yeah, girl. Saturday at Trader Joe's, girl. I be ready. My mind is right. Eyes are focused. And I'm looking for the sales.
We're showing our age saying we're grocery shopping on the weekends.
Listen, Alex, let me tell you something right now, and this goes for everyone. Sunday is not the day to go grocery, right? Growing up, my parents were always the big Sunday, let's go and get the groceries on Sunday, and then we're trapped in the lines. You have to go when your supermarket opens on Saturday morning. You know, people love to sleep in, but you know what's even better? When you get to sleep in for the rest of the weekend because you did all of your grocery shopping at the crack of dawn on Saturday, girl. That's what I do. Yes. I do it out the way.
I like that tip. Wesley in the chat is saying there's a new Charlize Theron movie, or Theron, I don't know how you say it, on Netflix, The Old Guard. He's going to watch that, and the Legendary finale is this weekend.
Oh my God, Wesley, I have not seen the Legendary finale yet. Alex, have you seen Legendary on HBO Max yet?
I haven't seen it, but you have told me that it's great. So I have to, maybe I'll check that out also this weekend.
Yes, but not the finale. Guys, you have to watch Legendary. Not the finale, girl. You got to start from episode 1. Right now, I don't want to reveal who the special guest judge is, but episode 4, y'all, is the best episode of the season thus far. And just in case anyone is wondering, literally nobody asked, I am rooting for the House of Escada. I love the House of Escada, and I love Jazul. I love all of them on the show in general, but I love Jazul, and I love the House of Escada. So good luck and good vibes to all of them.
Okay, I'm going to check that out too. Yeah, I'm going to have a full binge weekend because, we may be at home, but at least we have entertainment. You guys can also binge some morning teas. If you haven't been with us all week, you can check out the rest of our morning teas. But before we get into anything, I just want to give a quick update and discuss the Naya Rivera story. Of course, shocking, horrible, sad story. The latest update is that search and rescue efforts for Naya have now shifted to a recovery option. So basically, the deputy said that we're presuming that an accident happened and we're presuming that she drowned in the lake. So he confirmed that there were no signs of foul play and no signs of anything that went wrong besides a tragic accident. And the goal is still to bring Miss Rivera home to her family, is what Deputy Chris Dyer has said. So her ex-husband, I will say, was spotted for the first time with their son exiting the home of her sister. So I'm happy, it gives me a little warmth inside to know that her son is being taken care of and that the family is surrounding them. But this is just still heartbreaking. Of course, we've seen many celebrities online still sending prayers, and because at the end of the day, whatever the case may be, sadly, they just want to bring her home because that's what any, family would want, that sort of closure if it is the case.
That's incredibly tragic news. My biggest thing is I'm glad that her child is being taken care of, and I hope that they do find her. Absolutely, for her family to have that. Sad news. 2020 is awful.
It is so sad. And what else is sad about this story is I was reading an article that this specific lake was a place of kind of like serenity for Naya. She had been there many times. Like, this is a lake she goes to basically, relax and let loose and all of that. So to have this happen there is just so tragic. And again, my thoughts and prayers are with her family during this difficult time.
Absolutely.
So on that note, let's move on to the You Missed It stories of the day. Of course, we mentioned at the top of the show, Katy Perry is releasing her new summer anthem, Smile. This song, oh yes, pour up that tea. Sorry, Courtney.
I got it.
Fast forwarding a little bit for you. But yes, we need a lot of tea for this because this is a great new song from Katy. Took to Twitter to reveal the artwork last night before the song came out. And of course, Katy is seen as a clown with a big red nose, a blue and white checkered outfit. And she captioned it, "Step right up, step right up. KP5 is called Smile." So then the song, if you have heard it, T-Tribe, is very, very infectious. It's like beaming with gratitude and suggests that like setbacks often turn out to be blessings in disguise. One of the lyrics, she talks about Lionel Richie's smile specifically, who has the most incredible smile. So I loved that part of it. So I really enjoyed it. I know you mentioned you liked it too. It's a pretty good song, right?
It's an excellent song. To be honest, Alex, this is probably my favorite Katy Perry song, solo Katy Perry song since Roar, I would say. It's upbeat, it's bright, it's poppy, it's positive, and it's not whining. You know what I mean? It's not cheesy, and I wouldn't mind hearing it grabbing a graphic tee over at the old Kohl's. You feel me?
Yeah.
Shout out to Katy Perry. I hope that this is like a stellar era for her because I feel like she's been through a lot. She done cut all her hair off. She's with child. She done found a man. All positive things. Like, let's get the business, the public perception, and the album, all the music in line as well. I'm excited for her. This is going to be a good era, I feel like. Entertaining, you know?
Me too. And she spoke about this single and said, quote, I wrote the title track from the album when I was coming through one of the darkest periods of my life and had lost my smile. The whole album is my journey towards the light with stories of resilience, hope, and love. So, you know, a smile says so much about a person. So to lose your smile is, I mean, personally, it's one of the first things I look at a person. I love smiling. I love seeing other people smile. So what celebrity smile do you think is just completely like infectious? Is there one I mean, you have a great smile too, Courtney. Can't forget that. But you know what I mean? Is there any celebrity that you see it and you're just like, I love to see them smile?
You know what? I'm not a big smile person, but one person's smile, and this is annoying, sorry that I do this every day. One person's smile that I know I would be able to identify out of a lineup immediately. Two people's smiles, Nicki Minaj and Nene Leakes. I would be able to pick their mouths out of a lineup of 30 mouths. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's just something about their smile that is just so like, that's Nicki, or that's Lanithia Monique Leakes. I know those teeth. You know what I mean? So
there are
both of those. What about you,
there
Alex?
are those certain smiles that you just absolutely, I mean, honestly, Lionel Richie is one of them. I talk about it all the time when I do catch American Idol. I love his smile. I think, who else has a great smile? I think Usher has a great smile. I know, kind of random. He has a great smile.
Girl.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Got some good smiles. Anyway, congrats to Katy. We love the new single, and I can't wait for new Katy music. Like you said, I think this is going to be, going to be the start of something new. She's about to have a baby. She's in a good place. We're going to hear some like celebratory music, which we always need some of. We need some heartbreak music because I'm a big like breakup songs person, but I also like some anthems. This is a great summer anthem. So shout out to her. Well, speaking of music, let's talk about this because Justin Bieber and Shawn Mendes fans may get the dream collab that they are waiting for. So after Scooter Braun posted this video of the two along with Tori Kelly, kind of just singing, jamming around the piano. This is a throwback video. Basically, I guess fans... So Scooter captioned this, I missed the random jam sessions, hashtag TBT, hashtag blessed to witness. So fans started commenting. We still never got that Justin and Shawn collab. So do you really think that there's actually a collab in the works, or is Scooter just doing his manager duty and kind of straying away from all the Justin allegations right now?
I feel like he's just putting it out there just to put it out there and be like, look, you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes Scooter just does things to get the people buzzing, whether there's an actual product ready or not. For the fans, I'm sure that this is a huge, huge, huge deal, potentially, to see Justin and Shawn together. And honestly, even Tori Kelly, I'll say this. I've had a weird feeling about Tori Kelly ever since Taylor Swift went up there and she got her Grammy and they put the camera on her face and she was really feeling some type of way. I didn't really enjoy watching that energy from Tori Kelly, even though she is, oh my God, her talent is so undeniable.
So yes.
Shout out to the three of them, but I'm not interested if the three of them make music. Shout out to the fans that would like literally lose it. It'd be a huge smash. It would be #1 for weeks. That's probably the song that needed to be on Changes. But the Changes was full of misses for the most part.
That's so true. Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I would listen to to a collab between the three of them. But maybe they'll do like a Justin Shawn and then a Justin Tory. Have they done a Justin Tory? I know that like fans are basically like begging Scooter to make it happen because he made, of course, Stuck With You happen with Justin Ariana because he manages both of them. So he also manages Tori. But what's interesting about Tori is, like you said, she's super talented, but like she really hasn't made that next, even though we see her here and there, I think she has the potential to be a superstar. And I'm just curious why that really hasn't happened for her. You know what I mean?
I think she went on, and for those, I know that there are some Tori Kelly stands that watch this. Did Tori Kelly go off and make gospel music for a bit, and then maybe she put out something about her marriage, maybe?
Right. Yeah.
I think there was a part of Tori Kelly that didn't want to be part, especially after, and this is a speculation, not confirmation, perhaps after all of the negativity that maybe came her way after the Grammys. Maybe she just was over it. I feel like after that moment, that was like sort of around the time of like the peak of Should Have Been Us and all of that. I really think that she took a step back because why isn't Tori Kelly a
like maybe her choice?
Also, Alex, you got to think. There's a lot of people on Scooter's roster or is managed by Scooter or involved with Scooter that are not popping. Like the gays, we love Miss Carly Rae Jepsen. Can't speak for all of us, but a lot of us love Miss Carly Rae Jepsen. And Wesley knows all the information about Carly Rae Jepsen's involvement with Scooter Braun, but where is Carly? Why is Carly not as big as Ariana? She's been around. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just sort of seems like she puts out music that her cult following eats up, and then we don't hear nothing for like 2 years. What's up with that?
I know. It's interesting. It speaks to the fact that would you rather be with kind of this big shot manager such as Scooter Braun, who has these kind of superstars under their umbrella, and would you rather be with someone like that, or would you rather take on a manager that's less famous or has less connections, but maybe you're their main focus, you know? Because he's so heavily focused on Justin and Ariana and Demi now, and Tori he mentions, you know, often, but definitely, you know, it's no secret that he doesn't mention them as much as the other talent, but that could be because they have more to promote at the time. We don't know. But anyway, speaking of promotion, listen to this. Lisa Vanderpump, this is some good but sad news for us because being Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fans, Lisa Vanderpump's famed Villa Blanca is closing. The restaurant reportedly won't reopen. Yes, this is some crazy news. So, of course, we know that like COVID-19 is really hitting businesses hard. On March 16th, they posted this that we just saw, saying that they were closed until further notice, basically. But according to Screen Rant, Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant, where we know they have filmed many episodes, and it was often like a meeting spot for the ladies to have lunch. You know, Tom Sandoval from Vanderpump Rules and Sheena actually started as servers at Villa Blanca. So it's really kicked off all her restaurants. It's a big deal. It's right on, it has a great location. It's in the heart of Beverly Hills. I've eaten there a few times. The food's good. But yeah, it's gone.
I was going to ask you if food was good, girl. I was going to go, Alex, they got some good eats there? Because, girl, let me know, girl.
You know, it's like it's a bougie menu, but the food is good. It's been there for a while. You know, it has this. So Andy Cohen asked Kyle Richards on Watch What Happens Live her feeling on the news of basically the restaurant closing. And she said, quote, I mean, all of the restaurants are so hard hit in Los Angeles. It didn't really surprise me at all. So, of course, fans of the show will know that they're not on the best terms right now. They aren't really friends at all. So I thought that was an interesting way to respond, because I know, Kyle has so much love for Lisa, whether or not they're on good terms. Like, Kyle's been very vocal about that. So she basically said, like, listen, it's not surprising, but it's surprising to me. What am I, right?
Yeah. The reason why I feel about, I'm like, well, man, I thought Lisa had money over money over money over money over money, so that some like this wouldn't affect her businesses. It's kind of surprising to hear. A woman, she got swans, y'all. For those of y'all that don't know, Lisa Vanderpump, when I tell you she is like queen of rich white women on television, to me, like, she got swans in the yard of her home, of the estate, y'all. To me, it's not even a home. It's like an estate. She got her home looked like a real bougie retail store. Like, imagine getting kicked out of her house, y'all. Remember, Alex, when Lisa and her husband kicked Kyle out the beautiful kitchen? He said, "Get out, Kyle. You're a friend of ours." And they kicked Kyle out the beautiful kitchen, y'all. I can't believe Lisa restaurant is closing down. Now, listen, they really gonna have a problem. Y'all bet not touch Pump, period. Because when it's time, I need a Pump too. I need one for all of these months of stress that COVID done put us through. Now, y'all better leave Pump alone. I'm not playing with y'all. The rest of that, y'all can take down all the rest of them. But Pump, y'all gotta leave.
Right. You gotta leave it. I think, honestly, Pump's not going anywhere because it's part of Vanderpump Rules. They have that TV money involved also. Mm-hmm. So it kind of, in a way, it makes sense that it was Villa Blanca over Pump or Sir or any of those. But it's just sad news, because we thought, Lisa Vanderpump is doing really well. But it also just sheds light on the fact that nobody is basically... what is the word I'm thinking of? Anyone can really exactly to what's going on, this pandemic. It's like people just like Lisa Vanderpump and celebrities are affected by this. So it's just sad news. And I don't know. I hope it comes back eventually. Maybe they'll just take a pause or reopen somewhere else, but we will stay tuned for that.
I think she'll rebuild. She'll rebuild something smaller, something that could survive something like this should things get to this again down the line. That's what I feel like a smart woman like Lisa would do. Shout out to her and Ken.
Yeah. Shout out to her. And before we move on, I see Kiara in the I think I'm saying that correctly. She's in, Alex, did you listen to Harry Styles before sleeping? I did listen to Harry Styles before sleeping, because I told you guys I would, and I would never not do what I say. And I slept well. I slept 9 hours and it put me right to sleep. So anyone that wants to listen to it, the Calm app, this is not sponsored by them. Go check it out, because Harry's voice is pretty soothing. Soothed me right to bed. But let's move on to this Simone Biles news, because the girl just looks amazing. She graced the cover of Vogue and really touched on some stuff, powerful stuff. She shared her truth in this new interview. In the article, she discussed the difficult process of coming to terms with the abuse she endured from disgraced USA Gymnastics Dr. Larry Nassar. I'm sure you've heard this news, T-Tribe. But he, of course, is now in prison for life, as he should be. And she said, quote, "How could this happen to America's sweetheart? That's how I felt like I was letting other people down by this." She also talked about the postponement of the 2020 Olympics, which deeply affected her, saying, quote, "I think for athletes, it's hard for us to be out of our element for such a long period of time. That kind of throws your whole balance off, because you go to work out and you release endorphins, you get any anger out. It's kind of our oasis. Without that, you're stuck at home with your own thoughts. Kind of let myself live in those thoughts, to read more deeply into them at the gym. It's a great distraction. So I never really live with my thoughts. Now it's like, okay, what are the depths of it?" So this is just very, very powerful, the whole interview. She also talked about her breakup with her long-term boyfriend of 3 years. So do you think Olympians, and let's just say, I mean, maybe athletes in general, but Olympians specifically, feel that pressure to be perfect after, representing America? I know I always looked forward to the gymnastics portion. I was a fan of the Fierce Five, who Simone Biles was, the 5 gymnasts who competed. They've been like an idol and a champions for women in sports. So I can't even imagine, just during this time, not being able to kind of do what you love and your passion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to Olympic athletes, there's almost kind of like a clock. You only sort of have like a certain window to sort of do what you want to do or reach the goals that you want to reach, especially when you're a gymnast. From my understanding, because I don't know if you know the show Make It or Break It, Alex, but I definitely have seen it. So it just seems to be that, when your bones are not growing the way that they need to grow, according to Make It or Break It, girl, you really need to get on the mat and show your stuff before you start to grow and not be able to perform and compete. So I feel bad. I feel bad for everyone involved.
I know. I feel bad. I'm happy that she's at least at peace from the first part of the interview, like we discussed with the whole Larry Nassar kind of incident. I feel that that was great to hear in a way, but I also understand the struggle of her kind of feeling, that she's America's sweetheart, and by kind of admitting to this, she was letting other people down. That must have been so tough for her,
Yeah. Shout out to her though. She looks strong and graceful, and I'm sure that she'll continue to do whatever she's meant to do, Alex. You feel me?
Yeah.
You gotta hold on. You gotta hold tough.
You do, and she will. And of course, she is training for the Olympics. So she will be back in what she loves very soon. So that makes me happy as well. Is there anything, of course, like during quarantine, we've not been able to do a lot, but is there something that you wish you could still do? I guess with you kind of are lucky in that way that, and I'm just assuming this, that, your passion is creating content and doing all that. You still technically have the ability to do what you love. And if this, and I'm not speaking for you, but if this is your outlet, you have that, and not me as well. This is my passion. So it's kind of nice that we are able to still do that, but I can't imagine not being able to train and do, what she loves to do.
Yeah, I'm very, very lucky. I ain't gotta leave the house to do YouTube. So, and I probably wouldn't be doing YouTube if I had to do it outside to begin with. So you're absolutely right, Alex. We're very lucky that working from home is very much, click and go. But shout out to all of the people that it's not so easy for. You get what I'm saying? You gotta mentally stay in the game so that when it's time for your body to catch up to the mental, you can perform.
Exactly. Sonia in the chat says, for anyone that wants to know more about how the U.S. gymnastics handled the abuse, see Athlete A on Netflix. Oh, yes, there's that new documentary that they've been featuring about this. So if you want to learn more about what we're talking about in this Simone Biles story, check that out. And on that note, let's get into, of course, Simone mentioned that she broke up with her long-term boyfriend. And so let's get into our couple news of the day, because Simone said she is basically kind of better off. It was that time. Sometimes relationships just get to that point where you deserve better, or not that I'm saying she said that, but sometimes you just realize it's kind of ran its course.
But something that girl, move on to the next plane.
Exactly. But something that speaking of the next flame, listen to this. So Michael B. Jordan left a flirty comment on Meg Thee Stallion's twerking video, and fans are shipping the two, of course, because that's what fans do. So she basically posted this video of her and her friends in the pool twerking to Pop Smoke's Diana. It's great. You got to check it out. But she captioned it, "Oh, you getting flooded today, baby." Well, Michael B. Jordan left a cold face emoji. You can interpret it as he's cold with sweat, or he's feeling, the chills after seeing her twerk video, or simply just thought it was cool. But Meg took it as a compliment. She responded with her own smiley face, and the fans have been shipping them hard. So my question to you, Courtney, is, do you think Michael B. Jordan is the man Meg Thee Stallion hinted at after the BETs? Or do you think he's just having some fun on her Instagram?
I very much think, and for those of y'all that are wondering, I love me some Michael B. Jordan. I swear on my life, I thoroughly do. I believe that this was just Michael B. Jordan being friendly. Alex, I'm
Yeah.
curious. What happened with? There was a time when Vanessa Hudgens, girl, she left Austin Butler. Is that what his name was? Austin Butler.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she was spotted somewhere, and he was like,
Yes, yes.
Vanessa Hudgens. Now, what happened with that? Is he leaving cold faces under her Instagram?
I don't know.
Just
We gotta go
curious,
check
not
that
trying
out.
to.
T-Tribe, if you know what happened with Vanessa Hudgens and Michael B. Jordan, let us know in the chat because that is the couple we actually want to talk about.
that Michael B. Jordan and Megan Thee Stallion are not going to happen. But I do think that is a cute moment and a cute exchange between two friends that both enjoy and probably have a lot in common about anime and manga. So shout out to them.
Yeah, they were. They've sat next to each other at fashion shows. I think it was New York Fashion Week or Paris. I'm not sure exactly where it was. So they obviously have a friendship going on, and this could be something as simple as that. But who doesn't love a little support on their Instagram? Or you know what I mean? It's like I'll take a little comment from
Michael B.
Michael.
Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. Some great news. But some other great news we have to talk about. Modern Family fans. Jesse Tyler Ferguson welcomes his first child with husband Justin Makita, who is not bad on the eyes. Let me start by saying there. So Jesse Tyler Ferguson is a dad. Their rep confirmed to people that Jesse and Justin welcomed their little bundle of joy, Beckett Mercer Ferguson Makita. That's a mouthful. On July 7th, 2020. The new parents are overjoyed and excited for this new journey as a family of 3. So, do you ever picture the celebrities as their character when they have like children, stuff like that? Do you ever think of the celebrity as the character and then a parent? Do you get what I'm saying?
Maybe, but maybe not so much. And the only reason I'll say not so much, Alex, is because I watch a lot of reality television, like a lot. So it's sometimes it's hard for me to get into like find like a scripted character and be like, I wonder. Like I'm over here thinking like, what would Moesha be like as a mother? And it's like, Courtney, not like that.
Right.
But I don't know. Sometimes you get it confused a little bit, and you don't even realize it subconsciously, girl.
Because his character on the show. Are you a Modern Family fan?
Girl, not one episode.
No. Okay. So his character is hilarious and like very just kind of like I don't want to say strict, but just like in his ways. And I wonder if he's going to be like that as a dad in real life, or if he's going to like relax a little bit. I'm interested to kind of see. I guess we'll never really know unless Jesse Tyler Ferguson does a reality show that we can watch. Because it's not like I'm going over his house anytime soon. But I think about that stuff sometimes. Just fun to think about.
We need to interview about his parenting style a year from now so we can find out, girl.
Exactly. But congrats to them. We love some baby news. But on that note, let's get into our Card Jenner tea time of the day. You know what? Before we do that, before we kick that off, it's Friday. It's time to do a little 5, 6, 7, 8.
Miss Mika, nice to meet ya. Miss Mika, she on fleeka. Miss Mika, she loves the tia, and we see ya. Miss Mika, go Mika, go Mika, go Mika. Happy Shine Bong Friday to Mika. It's always nice to meet ya. Shout out to Mika. Hey Mika.
Shout out to Mika. You know what, Courtney? That was so good that I just want you to go right into our Card Jenner tea time right after. I don't want you to stop singing today.
All right. Well, if y'all are ready for all of the tea from behind the Card Jenner gate, be sure to turn your volumes all the way down for Card Jenner tea time. Hello to everyone in my studio, which is no one, just myself.
Okay. We are kicking off Card Jenner tea time with some Kanye West news because he just cannot get out of the headlines. This time, He is registered to vote in Wyoming, and he tweets the video proof. So Kanye West is officially a registered voter. He went down to his local county clerk's office in Cody, Wyoming to register in person. And then he shared this video on Twitter, how easy the process is to encourage fans to also register. So in the video, the text reads, register to vote, and also, I thank God and I am so humbled at the opportunity to serve. So do you think that this video will make voters more inclined to vote for Kanye now that he's registered to vote? Personally, I still believe there should be some sort of rule that a candidate should have been registered to vote for years and have maybe voted in at least 5 elections or something. You know, I'm just speaking candidly about this, but what do you think about just tweeting this video?
I mean, listen, shout out to Kanye. I do not hate Kanye because I'm very much aware of his mental health struggles. You feel me? All I want to say, Alex, is that shout out to this video, but y'all, we're in a pandemic. Make sure y'all get that absentee ballot, y'all, and call it a day. I feel like that's what Kanye should have done. You're a celebrity. Why didn't you just show people how to fill out an absentee ballot instead and show them the importance of voting and staying home and staying safe? I ain't see no face mask in that video, Alex. So I get what he was trying to do, but like there's just a different way to have like gone about it. You get what I'm saying? And maybe he didn't want to go about that way. Kanye is very headstrong. He was like, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do this way with a naked face and tell the babies to go and vote. So you can't fault him for trying. It's just like the messenger. Yikes, you know?
I know. I will say that this is a positive thing from Kanye that we've seen. I mean, telling people to register to vote, besides the whole no mask part of it, I think that at least that's a positive thing. So I want to see more of that from Kanye. Of course, like you mentioned, it was reported that he may be having a bipolar episode. So we send prayers to him to get the help he does need, if that is the case. But someone else that may be needing some help right now or support from family and friends is Kim Kardashian, because she is looking stressed shooting Keeping Up with the Kardashians after Kanye's Planned Parenthood comments and all of his other comments have come out. So Kim was photographed with Malika filming season 19 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians in Malibu. And the photo, she appeared to be like just uneasy. So this was the same day that Kanye, of course, condemned Planned Parenthood and vaccines, which Kim publicly has supported. So, Courtney, wouldn't you be stressed if you were taking on the role of Kanye's advisor for his new presidential campaign? Especially if there's something you don't agree with.
I feel like every day is very much could be a challenge for Kim. I could not imagine. I would not want to deal with this, but he is her family. That's her husband. So I hope that, in my mind, I hope that every day Kim is just like, Kanye, your doctor's called. Perhaps we can try out this round of medications, because from my understanding, it's not just one medicine. Alex, you got to try a couple potentially to find out what works for you. I just really, really want Kanye to get the help that he needs, especially because he has the means to get the help. So many people struggling with mental health and they can't afford to get the help, and then you have Kanye sort of like acting out in this way, or potentially maybe having a manic episode, and it's like people are just watching the spectacle instead of trying to extinguish the flame,
Right. Alonce is saying, of course she's stressed because she always has to fix the mess he makes, which is very true. I mean, I will say that he is lucky to have that kind of support of family and friends around him, but maybe he should accept some of it, because if they, your family and friends know you best. So if a source is saying that close to Kanye that this is it, that history is repeating himself, like, I hope he gets the help that he deserves. But
what would you do with your husband? If you were Kim, what would you do? Would you tell him, listen, I can't do this?
That is a good question. I think that I would probably force help on him as best as I could because, like I said, the people closest to you can see when you are struggling more sometimes than you can even see yourself. And so you just got to keep your ear open and accept when others that are close to you are noticing, hey, this behavior may not be right. So I would be telling him every day, listen, we got to take a little break, space back from this, like what's going on, and just kind of talk to him and figure it out. But before that, there was more Kanye news because the news never stops. So I guess when he went for his Forbes interview, he performed freestyle raps. The three titles were "This is what COVID makes," or I'm sorry, "This is what COVID's made," "Thou shalt not kill," and "This is Earth." So I guess nothing seems to be rocky on Kanye's side because he Forbes released these three freestyle raps, and the first one, "This is what the COVID's made," he gave a shout out to Kim for her work surrounding prison reform and his mother-in-law, Kris Jenner. So he said, quote, he rapped, "We about to go big. Yes, we will, Kris Jenner. We about to go big. Robert Kardashian. Yes, we will. Kris Kardashian. Rob Kardashian." So now he's calling her Kris Kardashian. He also name drops Trump, referencing the time Trump was in a safe room beneath the White House amid the Black Lives Matter protests. He said, "How about we stop hiding in the bunkers and be a real man?" And then in the second track, "Thou Shall Not Kill," Kanye raps about the death penalty and the O.J. Simpson case, which of course is very, very sensitive to the Jenner family. So some weird things are happening. And then his third freestyle was "This is Earth." Do you think that this entire campaign is just one big performance to Kanye?
I can't put myself in the brain of someone that has appeared to have weak mental health at this time. But I feel like perhaps in his mind, girl, he feels like he is doing exactly what he was sent here to do. And that was to run for president and create the birthday party. I really believe that he believes that he's doing something right. You get what I'm saying? But there are some people that aren't going to accept that. You get what I'm saying? Because they'll say, Alex, in the past, Justin Bieber will get into trouble and then come out and say, but I'm a Christian, but I have mental health issues. You get what I'm saying? Whereas Kanye, we have known for years. And even he put it out in an album. You get what I'm saying? And people, they just put it in the sands when it comes to Kanye's mental health issues. And I wonder why. So I think that he believes he's doing the right thing, but he's not well. So we can only take it of salt.
I know it's tough because, I think, like you said, I think part of him really truly believes that like this is his mission, but like you said, we don't know where that is actually coming from, like where he
is it rooted in reality?
Exactly. Yeah. Someone in the chat I just read says you can only use mental illness as an excuse for so long. Kelly in the chat said that.
Yeah, I see Kelly. I responded to Kelly already. I did the last thing I just said. So there you go, Kelly. Yeah. I see you.
I know. Well, we hope that, like we said many times today, Kanye gets the help he deserves if that is the case, because this is it's just sad. And it's sad to watch it kind of unfold publicly. That's always the worst thing to happen, is when as a fan or just, a viewer of all of this, whether or not you are a fan, it's just when you see someone struggling and you just can't do anything about it, it's sad at the end of the day.
Alex, I got a question for the T Tribe and for you, Alex. I wonder why we're able to feel bad for Britney, but we can't feel bad for Kanye.
That's a good point.
The difference is Britney is legally being forced to take her medication, allegedly, and Kanye is not in a conservatorship and no one can tell him what to do. So why do we feel bad for Britney's house down while Kanye burns the country down? Do we feel like it's easier for us to accept Britney having a mental health issue because it's not potentially affecting us? Is that what it is? Just out of curiosity, I want to know what you guys think. Because I've even made a YouTube video before, Alex, years ago about Kanye and his mental health, and it got no views. Nobody cared. But when it comes to Britney, everyone is like, oh my, her comments, save Britney, wear red if you're in danger, girl. But she don't have a choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She literally, so because of the person Kanye does, we feel we are able to like be kinder to mental health because it's Britney.
Yeah. Deborah in the chat says, unfortunately, he won't take meds because he said it stifles his creativity, which is true. He has said that. I understand that because I've had friends that have taken medication that don't like the way they feel on it for whatever it is. You know, medication is something that can alter how you feel or think. But it can also do great things if you need it, you know? So I mean, it's a very, very tough subject to talk about because only the person really involved with these struggles can control how they want to handle it. You know, we can sit here and talk about it, but he's the only one that can really do something. And we hope he does.
But he can only do something, y'all. Y'all realize that Kanye can only do something if y'all allow it to happen. You feel me? So I feel like, Alex, if you're sitting around and you're not doing anything to change what Kanye is doing, like I feel like I'm helping to use our platform to remind people that there are other options. You feel me? I always say, you guys, especially when it comes to the crisis, we can't really control what other people outside do. We can only excuse and control what we do. You get what I'm saying? So if you don't agree with Kanye, don't pay attention to Kanye. But it seems like people are mad instead of trying to be, well, this isn't going to be valid anyway because he hasn't even done any of the official paperwork to do so. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. I'm just trying to see it from all sides because to me, Kanye and Britney's situations, although not the same, they are a little bit similar in the way that mental health comes into play. And I feel like Britney could have burned someone up in the house and even harmed herself. People, they don't have the same kind of sensitivity to Kanye. Is it because he's just more outspoken and said a whole bunch of crazy stuff? But the crazy stuff came from a place of weak mental stability. Y'all, I'm getting off on a tangent. Let's pop the champagne.
Yeah. Let's pop it. I mean, you know, we could talk about
Kanye's ring.
We could talk about Kanye for hours, but we only have 1 hour to talk about everyone. So let's pop that champagne. I have mine ready to go. So on that note, you pop it. Here we go. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah. Pop for Friday. And hopefully having a very
productive Friday. Help Kanye. Y'all said, shut up. I feel it. It's fine. We here.
I know.
Alrighty. Toast to mental health. Bam.
Just yes. To helping yourself.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's always good. Always good. Okay. On that note, let's get into our OMT story of the day, which happens to still be about the Jenner family. So get this. Caitlyn Jenner says that parenting is harder than transitioning in an exclusive sneak peek interview. So in a new interview with Hollywood Disclosure with Serena DC, Caitlyn got very candid about the challenges of parenting, saying, quote, parenting is obviously probably out of everything you do in life, probably one of the most difficult things you can do. It's harder than transitioning. She said, yeah, transitioning's easy. Fix this, fix that, couple of great outfits, boop, you're off. Not with kids, okay? So that is what Caitlyn said. As we know, Caitlyn has been known to be kind of very loose with the words she chooses and statements she's for. Not necessarily out of character for her, but personally, do you think as a trans rights advocate, sorry, I misspoke, this was a careless comment? I mean, she is dismissing, in a way, these struggles many have had going through their own transitions. I'm not dismissing that parenting is difficult. I think it is one of the most difficult and hardest jobs someone can have. But I don't think one person's struggle should be compared to another person's struggle or harder than someone else's struggle. I think they're equally difficult. And I just do not like this story at all. What do you think about this, Courtney?
Why did she say that? This is like,
right?
Why did she say that? Y'all, this is why we don't pay Caitlyn Jenner no mind, and Car Jenner Tea Time is normally about the main members of the family. Caitlyn, her whole entire statement was trash, Alex. It very much felt like Caitlyn was saying, well, I'm rich and I realized I was trans, so I went and had the work done, and here I am. And parenting, y'all, have you seen what I had to deal with? Had to get a little James Charles on him real quick, because that's what Caitlyn sound like. To me, Caitlyn is a joke. I'm not interested. I'm not impressed. Her fashions are tired, and that's that.
Yeah. Erica in the chat says, parenting is very hard. My kids are grown, and oh my God, it's even harder. As a parent, I don't find this dismissive, but I really don't think that her tone-deaf comment was meant this way. I agree. I'm not taking parenting lightly at all. I think it is one of the most difficult, if not. But I just think that this was a very tone-deaf comment, and I think that as someone who is an advocate for the trans community, this is just a weird and kind of just unfortunate statement to come from Caitlyn.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of a little bit offended that she's even like comparing the two. You get what I'm saying? Different journeys, and you can't I feel like there's difficulty in raising an identity, but there's also immense struggle in trying to figure out your identity, period. So like, don't try to make one feel less important than the other. That's not fair, and that's mature. And Caitlyn, you're grown as hell. You really, where's your publicist? Your publicist should have said, shh, no, don't use that. Like, come on. Like, that's the last thing Caitlyn should have been saying. Well, Alex, I'll say this. I know exactly where I won't be going next Pride if I see their face on the poster, and it will be anywhere that Caitlyn Jenner is. Which, I mean, let's be real. I wouldn't be invited anywhere that Caitlyn Jenner is anyway. So, let's keep it real.
Yeah, I mean, this, like you said, I think her publicist should have been right there helping this whole conversation kind of not move this direction. But I think
Alex, I have a question.
Yeah.
If you were a parent, how would you describe trans children to your children? Let's say you had an 8-year-old, third grader. How would you explain the trans community to your child, boy or girl, whatever gender, and going into the school system? How would you present that to your child, let's say the summer before, and they're going into school in the fall, middle school even, third grade, never mind, third grade.
I mean, that personally, that is a very, very, I think, objective way. You know, I feel like it's not necessarily, I can only educate as much as I know of it. You know, I obviously am not part of the trans community, but I can only help provide resources to help my child know more about the community. And basically at the end of the day, you know, just acceptance is what I would teach. And I think that, you know, my child should accept and love everyone, whether they look the same or different. I think that at that age, it may be difficult to discuss that specifically, but I mean, I would try my best. But like we mentioned, parenting isn't easy. I mean, you know, how would you communicate that?
I think for me, I would just raise my kids the way that I was raised. When I was a kid, Alex, there were trans kids, looking back, obviously now I know, there were trans kids that I grew up with. It wasn't something that was so polarized. So I always grew up on the concept of be nice to people that are nice to you. If they're rude to you, don't pay them no kind and always just treat people with respect and to be patient. You get what I'm saying? I just was curious to see what you thought. What was going on in the brain cavity, girl?
Yeah, I mean, what I will say, what I'm thinking, as I've mentioned many times, is I think that this was definitely not okay for Caitlyn to come out and say, because you can't be an advocate for a community and then also say at the same time, well, the struggle is not as hard as this struggle. You have to kind of, it's a little hypocritical in a way. And so I just think that Caitlyn could have handled this completely differently. And it's a very tone deaf comment, as the chat has been saying. But on that note, we are finished for our Shambong Friday. It has been it's been a great show. We have discussed a lot of exciting and a lot of difficult things, but that's what we do here at the Morning Tea. So we hope that you have a wonderful and safe weekend. We will be back on Monday, same time, 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, to spill all that tea. I'm Alex Schiffman. You can follow me on socials at Alex Schiffman. Courtney, where can they follow you and your revolution?
If you want more mess from, you can follow me on social media as well as my own individual YouTube channel for the Green Chair Chats at Courtney Revolution. Just take that and then type it up there.
Yes. All right. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts on everything we discussed today, because it was a lot. And we will see you Monday. And why don't you take us out? It's time to wash our hands, Courtney.
Oh, you know it, girl, but it's also times for Leo to wash your hands. Leo, you better wash your hands. It's intimate. Wash your hands. Scrub your hands. Scrub your hands. It's intimate. Just wash your hands, Miss Pam. Just wash your hands. Just wash your hands.